What's up guys, welcome back to another cheeky little Q&A with me. So today we're just going to be talking about this job, answering some of the questions that you've sent over, and that's about it really. Just to give you a little bit of an A&E fix until the next episode of the Regal Resurrection is out. The first question, over the years I've seen a bike or two on your jobs regularly. Who is the resident A&E cyclist? That would be Pete. Our man Pete loves his bike. Yeah, he doesn't drive, so he's a cyclist. Everybody else is lazy and just use their vehicles to get around, but Pete actually puts some effort in, gets a bit of legwork going. Yeah, he's very fit and active. We all are, to be fair. You know, we have to be doing this job. But yeah, he is the resident cyclist. Next question. Fantastic video and work as always. Question, are you allowed to run the rainwater from light wells into the same sewer with the other waste? Or are you obliged to run a separate pipe to a soakaway in the backyard? So, in this instance, we are able to run everything into the combination drain. All the rainwater and the foul water goes into the same drainage system, so this will be no different. We could possibly put a soakaway in the garden, however, because of the state of the soil, which you've seen in the previous video, it is literally rock solid clay. I mean, it's virgin on like stone, it's that solid, so putting a soakaway in there, it wouldn't actually soak away, it would just hold the water, so it would kind of defeat the object, because what we'd end up with is possibly a load of backing up, and yeah, basically we're not putting soakaways in for this. We don't need to, so we're not gonna. Great stuff as always. I'm a bit puzzled by the big concrete block though. Why is that needed? Why can't you build straight up off ground level footing? So what we needed to do was obviously maximise the extension as much as possible, use the space that we're allowed to use, and obviously make sure that the inside, you know, the rooms are as big as they can be. So when we came to build the extension, we realised that next door's wall was just, it's all over the place, and there's a big piece that jutted out and we couldn't take that out because that would undermine the wall. There was lots of factors that were involved. We're making the decision to put that extra footing in, but by putting that footing in, what that's enabled us to do is basically build our extension right up close to the boundary wall and basically keep our extension as big as it possibly can be. If we'd have just basically built up off the footing, it would have moved us over a bit and we would have lost quite a bit of space inside. We're probably talking 100 mil or so, but added up on the other side, this and that and the other, with all the different factors, you want to try and make as much space as possible. So that is why we made the decision to put that footing in, that additional footing. So that means then, like I say, we can keep it nice and tight to the boundary and maximise the space within the property. Next one, enjoying the series, genuine question. Would that newly poured foundation potentially breach next door's damp-proof course? Simple answer is no, because we haven't come up above it. We're well below it. We're about 3 or 4 courses below it, I think. I can't really remember because it was a long time ago now. But no, we're not going to breach that at all. Absolute worst case scenario, we would have gone up to a minimum of 150 mil below their damp-proof course, just to make sure there was no chance of anything going up further past it. But we are well below it, so there's no danger there of us causing any damage to their property. What do you do for power and water on site? Generators in a pump truck or something else? So we just use the mains electric and the mains water. So we do have a supply. Obviously we've stripped everything out internally, so we do have a temporary supply inside. We've got a big site transformer, so we can run all our 110 stuff off that. We do also have a charging station for the 240, so for our battery chargers and them sort of things. But water, again, that's just mains from out the back. You will see on a forthcoming video that we've actually had to change, or been able to change, the water main from the front, well, from the back to the front, which is good, and also we've had to change the incoming power and the gas as well, because they're pretty knackered old supplies, so you'll see that in an upcoming video. Next one, why not build the single skin wall on the footing that you've put in anyway in dense block work, then use steel spreader plates to your 2 steels above for the cavity wall above. You can then transfer some of the weight to the footing and probably use smaller steels, maybe run it past the structural engineer. So I'm assuming you're referring to the 2 steels which come from the back of the house out towards the garden and land on that pillar. So what we have actually done is made the decision to put a single skin wall underneath that, and then we've run the 2 steels on top of that as well. What that's done is just give us a bit more lateral strength and obviously compressive strength, just to take some of the weight off those steels. We were slightly concerned that there was a lot of weight on them. Obviously all the calculations have been done by the structural engineer and they would have been totally fine, but just as a bit of out and braces, we would have had to have put stud work up anyway in between, so we thought it was just as easy to run some dense block in between, some 7 Newton concrete block. They've been run up, so that's going to provide additional strength for that pillar and also support under the steels. The steels still did go in because we made the decision to do that block work afterwards, but it's all just relieving pressure and making life a little bit easier and a little bit safer as well. So the last one. Hi, question about your electric stuff. What's the deal with your sockets and switches? Are you going to keep them old school heights or will they be at new build heights? So because we're not in a new build, we don't need to put them in at new build heights, which is good because we want to keep them at the original heights that they would have been in here. So we're having 7-inch skirting downstairs, 6-inch skirting upstairs. So we're going to keep it, I believe it's going to be about 100 mil above that on downstairs and upstairs, just purely because that's what it would have been like in the olden days. Back when this house was built, they would have been a lot lower. Well, probably not when the house was built, but you know what I'm saying. They would have been lower anyway, so that's how we're going to keep them. It just looks better really because they're more hidden and out of the way. That's it. That is the end of this short but sweet Q&A. If you have got any questions about this build or about anything that we do in general really, about True Trade, about anything, just let us know, drop it in the comments and we will try and answer them in the next Q&A. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Give us a big thumbs up, and if you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so because we're nearly at 100k. It would be very, very impressive for us to get there. Take care guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.